Welcome to Gun.
Thoughts?
The franchise Spaz 12 is a combat shotgun manufactured by Italian Firearms Company, franchise from 1979 to 2000. The Spaz 12 is a dual mode shotgun adjustable for semi-automatic or pump action operation. The Spaz 12 was sold to military and police users worldwide, as well as on the civilian market, and has been featured in many films, TV shows, and video games.
This is a 1989 Spaz 12.
Your mom brought it over.
And you
for
might
us.
be asking, but GunThots, why did you get the one with the fixed stock? The one with the folding stock is cooler. And I'll tell you why. Because we didn't mean to buy this. It just happened to be too good of a deal to pass up. And so it was one of those situations where you walk in and you're like, oh, I guess I own a Spaz 12 now.
It was a happy accident, just like your birth.
This is a cool gun.
Sweet. All right, we checked the first thing off the notes. Good. We're right on schedule. Ergos.
So what are the ergos on the Spaz 12 like?
This gun honestly does feel really good in your hands, partially because you're holding a piece of history, but also because it feels good.
Just like my grandpa's Nambu.
As you can see, right here we've got this big plastic hunkin handguard that is also the pump controls when you put it in the pump mode. We also have a stock here that gives you pretty long length of pull, and there's sights right here in the right spot when you put the stock there that you can see.
It's too long for my short
It's
arm.
got a short length of pull actually, compared to like an A2. I think. I bet they'll be slightly
It's
different.
like the length of pull is, yeah, the length of pull is okay,
but
but
the
like,
forward hand grip is so f***ing far out there.
yeah, your hand is like way the f*** out.
Right here, right now, never done before.
Same length of pull as an A2.
This one's longer.
Alright, so we're gonna talk about the controls of this thing. Have you guys ever been to a rustic toy store and seen those little puzzles with the metal rings around other pieces of metal and they're really difficult to get off? Well, that's what using this is like, except for sometimes it goes bang. Whether it's intentional, that's up for debate.
First off, I have never intentionally pulled the trigger on this thing. Second off, this has two safeties somehow. One, I don't know if one is supposed to be a safety or not, but the gun won't fire if it does a thing. Also, it locks in certain positions if you don't press the right combination of buttons. Also, you can't load it unless you press the loady button, which is also the bolt release button, but It also has this other button here, which is like the mag interlock button.
And sometimes it doesn't work.
That works. Yeah.
It kind of works.
It works sometimes. It's a little fiddly.
Guys, this is going to be on the test later, so you need to pay attention.
There will be a quiz at the end on what each button does, so pay attention now to make sure that you know how to use a Spaz 12 if you have to use one as a battlefield pickup.
Okay, we're gonna go through it quickly. Pay attention. 1, this is the bolt drop right here. It also allows you to load the magazine. You can't load the magazine thingy without this thing being pressed down. So, after that, we have the second safety right here. This guy right here. If you want a chamber check and the bolt is forward, you have to pull the safety back, chamber check it, and then do some other stuff, and then make sure to push it forward again or it won't shoot. Yeah. And then there's the actual safety here too. And then there's this thing here, which if you touch, the gun will stop working. So don't touch that.
What about the gas settings?
If you do this, it'll go. Wait. Yeah, now it'll go.
There we go. Yeah.
We figured out the puzzle by now, mostly.
Yeah. We're experts on Spaz 12.
We're figuring it out.
It also has this little thing right here. This is an adjustable gas block, which I know you all love. And one direction, it kicks hard, but it runs everything. And the other direction, it
still kicks hard.
It kicks less hard, but still hard, and doesn't run everything.
And there's no way to know which direction is which. So
it's not
no
labeled.
markings
There's no way to know. You just have to guess every time.
I hope you guys are taking notes. This will be on the test later.
Reliability. Was the Spaz 12 reliable? We found that despite what some people on the internet might say, the Spaz, or at least our example of it, will run birdshot, even down to loads that are as light as 1 ounce, but not forever. Those 1 ounce loads, once the gun gets dirty, those are gonna stop cycling reliably in semi-auto. They never really cycled reliably when the gun was fired out of our shoulders, but heavier birdshot loads, 1 1/8 ounce, 1 1/4 ounce, sort of like your typical hunting birdshot or handicap clay loads, those ran fine in semi-auto. And of course, anything high brass, anything full power slugs, buckshot, all of that ran fine, dirty or not. Buckshots. Buckshots. So reliability for the Spaz gets a okay out of 10. It seems to work pretty okay.
Well, let's talk about the accuracy of this. So it was about 2 MOA at
2 feet.
At 2 feet using M855.
Can you hit a steel target at like 100 yards with it?
Yeah, with some buckshot.
With buckshot, we hit 1 pellet out of 5 shots at around 100 yards.
And that counts.
That's a kill. That's the same as a 308.
Oh, high. Hit! High. High.
Seriously?
Yeah.
I'm aiming at like the fucking stump below the target.
Slugs worked at like 60-ish yards.
Hit! Oh, that has some oomph to it. Ooh.
The sights on it,
It's all over the place.
they hit absurdly high, so
The sights on this are fuck-a-la-doodly. The sights on this are super off. The front, it's, I don't know. It's super high. It shoots high. I don't know how to fix it. We're not gonna fix it. But
Just
it
aim
shoots
lower.
high. Aim lower. Yeah, duh.
Kentucky windage was
Duh.
invented by GunThots, so
Yep.
GunThots elevation.
it's called GunThots windage for a reason.
Yeah, everyone knows that, and if you don't, you're dumb.
The trigger.
There is
good.
one.
For shotgun, it's honestly not great, but
For guns in general, it's not terrible.
yes. It's got a little bit of the
It's a little wiggle room.
the back and forth thingy, and then it's got some pressy part, and then it goes bang.
Oh, that's
And
technical. Very technical.
And then the reset is short.
Wow. Like me.
Yep.
Shotgun triggers, generally, pretty good.
So,
Young Fudd.
could you mount an optic on the Spaz 12, just like in video games?
No, because you go to hell.
The answer is no, because the optic mount has been out of production for probably 2 decades now, and it's impossible to find one to buy. But it would mount to the trigger pins and come over the top here, and then you could put an EOTech. And
Nope.
I don't know why you would, but you could.
Fit.
You could if you wanted to.
You could put a Vortex Razor 1-6 with an RMR on top.
And then you could be a sniper with the slug. If you were wondering, does the Spaz 12 bust clays? The answer is yes. It
Busts.
10 clays, 1 shot. Roll the clip.
This is the GunThots trick shot of the day. We're gonna shoot 10 clays with 9 rounds.
Pull! Did it. 1 shot. 1 kill.
Fields.
So, that's all well and good. We've taught you the manual of arms of the Spaz 12. So, now that everyone in this audience is an expert on running the Spaz 12, what does it feel like to shoot the Spaz 12?
How does this gun feel to shoot? First off, it feels awesome because you feel like you're in a very cool movie.
It sounds great too.
It
It
sounds
does. Very neat noises.
As far as the recoil goes, as comparison to other shotguns, it's on par with medium loads. When you're running it on the whatever the gas setting is that runs everything, it definitely kicks a little bit harder than most guns, especially running slugs and buckshot. If you're running on one of the lower gas settings with some 1 ounce, 2 3/4 shells, it's definitely very, very light shooting, very nice shooting, but it also doesn't really run. So, you know, that's a trade-off. That's something you have to keep in mind for your home defense situations.
When you're shooting 1 ounce or lighter birdshot. Less recoil than your standard pump, more recoil than more modern semi-autos.
Agreed.
But not too much, a little bit more. Anyway, beyond how it feels in your shoulder, shooting the Spaz 12 feels pretty cool because it's a f***ing Spaz 12 and it makes the exact same noise that it made in Modern Warfare 2. It's like,
You gotta do the buttons in the right combo, bro.
Up, down, left, right.
ka-chunk, makes that noise. It's very satisfying. Final thoughts.
Spaz 12, final thoughts. Spaz 12, cool gun. Lots of history, video games, movies, and stuff. It's cool to shoot the gun. It makes the noise.
That summarized the Spaz 12 very well, actually.
All right, guys,
So,
goodbye.
In closing, should you buy a Spaz 12?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
Yes. Also,
Worth.
since you guys probably were waiting for this moment the whole time, Jurassic Park, ha!
Anything else we should say about the gun before we go on?
As you can see, right here, this Spaz 12 has this distinctive heat shield around the barrel and the magazine tube that gives it a very tactical look.
Mine doesn't have that.
Realistically, you can shoot anything into the air you want. Just
Safely, though.
continue along.
Can you
to
shoot a
another-
torpedo into the air?
Yes,
God damn it. All right.
if you have a big enough trebuchet.
That's good point.
First off, wrong. Shotguns are toys. They only exist to break clays and to shoot into the air. That is the primary reason. As far as shotguns go, this is a an interesting gun. It definitely shoots different loads very differently.
It's definitely a shotgun.
It's definitely a shotgun. The lighter loads compare. As far as shotguns go, it's just you need to grow up and you need to be a man. The recoil needs to hurt. Debbie, come back. Sorry, go ahead.
Jesus Christ. Well, with that said,
Debbie, don't come back.
don't come back. Who's Debbie?
Feels like a 1022. Because
Yep.
we're really buff
And
operators
tough guys,
who know tactics.
and we're not scared of recoil.
If
no
you
matter
guys
what you
know
say.
any tactics, which you don't, you would list one in the comments. But you
Name
can't.
one tactic.
But
you can't. You
don't
can't.
know.
It's impossible.
Take a swig.
That smells so fucking bad.
Take us away. What does it feel like?
Take me away. That's your cue. You're cute. Boop.
So, there's no merch right now. Maybe in the future.
Because we forgot.
Because we're lazy. But we do have a Patreon. Some say that we don't post enough and we're not active enough on there.
And you're right.
We
They're
would
100%
say
right.
that we post an exceptional amount and we are highly active on there and it is very worth the money. So you should absolutely go on there and sign up and give us that.
Yep.
Yep.
It's, by the way, patreon.com/GunThots, in case you forgot.